Welcome to day 420 of our DISA journey. This is Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in DeSoFi. How's it going, Brian? I see you have a new mic today.
I got the new mic. I hope I'm sounding better than I was before. And we're ready to roll. We both have the same sound now.
Yeah, looking good. I had that foam thing on my mic too, and then my cat stole it, so I made it sound
I don't
slightly
have any
better.
cats, so that shouldn't be a problem.
All right, so let's get to some of the news. The hard fork hit yesterday, and that means that DAODAO is coming next week. Starting on Wednesday, it's going to be the private beta. Uh, we spoke about the contribution terms the other day, and there's a lot of feedback about that, and a lot of people didn't like the fact that it seemed like the quote unquote investors in these DAOs weren't very protected. And we did have a chance to speak with Natter a little bit about this, and he kind of explained some things, and I think we got some more clarity. So the contribution terms, a lot of people didn't like it because it basically makes any investor, anybody buying into a DAO, sign off on saying there's no expectation of profits, and basically saying I can't hold this DAO responsible for anything that may take place. And a lot of people said, this is going to open the door for a lot of scammers. And we kind of said, but I think your reputation is going to matter. And people aren't going to invest heavily into a DAO or buy heavily into a DAO just run by some anonymous person they don't know, or I guess I should say started by an anonymous person they don't know. I think having a name behind it is going to be important. But what came to light after talking to Natter is that the contribution terms that people must agree to when buying into these DAOs, those are just the default terms. And anyone starting a DAO can create their own terms. They could edit these terms, or they could even do away with the terms altogether and not even have any terms. And that would probably be in the case where you're based in a country that just doesn't have many legal ramifications or laws that kind of go against DAOs. So as a company, you can pretty much create whatever terms you want, and those will be the terms that an investor or buyer into your DAO will have to accept when they deposit coins.
Yeah, so like a few things here. And number one, if you do change the default terms, just be aware that there are laws out there. The SEC might view it as a security if you change enough of it. You got to be cautious of that. But if you're outside the US, then it's not really a problem if you change things. If you're inside the US, then if you do change things, I'd recommend you talk to an attorney or talk to somebody that can actually give you legal advice. Uh, Number two, the reputational aspects of it all. I think that's important. So if you are considering building a DAO, you should have a reputation, at least on DeSo or outside of DeSo, that somebody can link you to. But there's also going to be multi-sig sign-offs. So you could create a DAO that maybe Darmesh, maybe Mario Nawfal, and maybe Jason Devlin are actually teamed up with us to create this DAO, and all of them, or maybe you say a few of them, would have to sign off on all transactions made from that account. So you can add reputation by teaming with people that have a reputation. So that's something to consider as well.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And like I said, I think their default terms are still evolving, but they are created by some really good attorneys. Again, Brian and I are not giving you any legal advice whatsoever. We're not lawyers. But Natter did mention that, a lot of those terms they were extra cautious on. And some of them can be toned down a little bit. Like, for example, the definition of security, as long as it doesn't fit into all four of these categories that they outline in the terms, then it's not really classified as security. So as long as you have one of those, you might be okay. But again, we're not lawyers. Don't take our legal advice.
Yeah, they were overly cautious with the default. I think that's a good thing. I think that you don't want SEC involvement into things right now because it certainly wouldn't be a good launch if the SEC comes in and says, "Hey, what you're doing is not legal." So I'm glad they talked to attorneys, some of the best attorneys I'm sure in the space. I'm happy with what Natter kind of put forth.
Yeah, and something else I want to touch on. I know I think it was yesterday I mentioned how there's DAO swap and Megaswap, and they're kind of two names for the same thing. And I was completely off base there, and Natter corrected me. Uh, DAO swap is one thing, Megaswap is another thing. I think a lot of people within the community probably thought they were the same thing, but DAO swap and Megaswap. So Megaswap is going to be the system that converts other cryptocurrencies into DeSo and DeSo into other cryptocurrencies. So say you want to deposit Solana into a DAO. Say you want to buy DAO coins with Solana. This can be converted to DeSo in a matter of seconds just using Megaswap. So DeSo to Solana, Solana to DeSo, ETH to Solana, ETH to DeSo, that's all Megaswap, and that's what's taking place on there. DAO swap, on the other hand, is going to be the exchange to trade the actual DAO coins.
The order book.
Yes. So there's differences, and I just want to let everybody know.
Yeah. So I mean, these are two really important features of this hard fork. The ability to kind of swap different currencies, different cryptos in and out for DAOs, that's huge because it's going to allow for a quick onboarding or quick frictionless, uh, I guess, kind of experience for those coming from other chains. And then DAO swap, obviously, DAO swap, that is amazing. It allows for quick buying and selling of these DAO coins. So if there are hundreds or thousands of different DAOs that are created on DAO, you're going to be able to trade them just like you would stock the stock market. Like there's a buy, there's an ask, and you meet in between. It's like an order book,
Yeah, well, it is an order book, but an on-chain order book. So
right?
each DAO on DAO is also going to be able to have NFTs, and they're going to be able to feature these NFTs on a carousel-like display within their DAO profile. So that's something interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how some of these DAOs utilize NFTs, and I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's definitely something that could pick up, kind of pick steam up behind the DeSo NFT space. Obviously we've seen kind of the NFT ecosystem on DeSo lag a little bit, but this is something that could pick things up, I think.
Yeah, and so we talked a little bit about MetaMask and Phantom wallets yesterday, and how core teams actually working on a way for apps to allow users to basically create their DeSo account using a MetaMask or a Phantom or another wallet. And DAO is actually utilizing MetaMask, Phantom, and other wallets as a way for investors, and I say investors in quotes because technically DAO says you're not an investor, but you're pretty much an investor. but but you're going to be able to buy DAO coins in these various DAOs using different cryptocurrencies. So maybe you're an ETH person and you only have ETH and you want to invest into, takeover DAO on DAO. You can do so without having to convert your ETH to DeSo or convert your ETH to US dollars. You can just do so directly with Ethereum by connecting your MetaMask, making that deposit, and you can check on Etherscan when the transaction's mined, and then you'll get your DAO coins. And the same goes for Solana. You can connect your Phantom wallet. You're going to be able to see that on your screen. Hit refresh to check to see if the transaction went through. Once it goes through, it'll confirm it, and ta-da, you get your DAO coins.
Yeah, a frictionless experience, and I think that's important, especially what we saw in the early days of DeSo. There was friction. There's friction in creating accounts. So any friction that can be taken out of this experience with DAO, I think is super important, especially if you're looking to bring people on from other chains, which obviously we're looking to do.
Yeah, and here's something else that's really going to be interesting with DAO. Each DAO can, if they want, they can set a bonding curve. So when you mint, when you create a DAO, you're going to eventually mint DAO coins or DAO tokens. And those DAO coins will be set at a certain price, but you can also set them on a bonding curve. So for example, I launch a DAO, the Krasenstein DAO. You become owners of these videos. You help dictate these videos. And I say, I'm going to issue coins, DAO coins, from now until the end of the month. You're going to have the opportunity to buy them. And I want to start them at $10 per coin, or 10 DeSo per coin, let's say. And but I also want to set a bonding curve. So once these start selling, the price of these coins are going to go up. So maybe I say every 10%, I want the price of these coins to go up by 10% for every 100 DSO invested into the Krasenstein DAO. So over time, it will go up based on the number of people buying it, and then it will close off, and then no more DAO coins would be sold. They could be minted if we decide, if the DAO votes on it in the future, or we could decide, we're going to cut off any possibility of DAO coins being minted in the future, and end it there. And then after that sale goes, after that bonding curve sale ends, the only way you can buy or sell these Krasenstein DAO coins will be on DAO.
So here's a question. So if you did implement a bonding curve for the initial sale of these coins, will there in unison be a market on DAO swap for these coins, or does that not happen until you close off the round?
That's a really good question. My belief is that they won't be available in DAO swap until it closes off, but there's a good chance I'm wrong there. And if
Yeah,
I'm wrong there,
because I mean, if you create a bonding curve and they're also available in DAO swap, then you're going to have that situation where you're selling coins along a bonding curve, but there's also open market. So it's going to be either or. And
well,
and
arbitrage,
yeah, there would
arbitrage
be an
should even
arbitrage
it out.
opportunity. But Nader brought something up saying that if you go to buy a DAO coin from the from the creator of the DAO coin and it's cheaper on the open market, there's actually going to be a pop-up that says, hey, you can buy them cheaper on DAO swap. So I'm not sure if he's talking about this situation or maybe later on if you create another round. I'm not sure.
That's interesting. I'm glad they're doing that. So also so each DAO is going to have a community section under their DAO where the DAO holders, the community can take place in conversations in the feed. But there's also going to be tabs for proposals, and this is going to be optional. Proposals are basically polls. You could say anybody could post it. Like maybe let's say Salil Sethi comes to Krasenstein DAO, and he's like, I want to make it so we can I think I should be on your show, and he can create a poll.
He should be.
Should Salil Sethi be on the Krasenstein show on
Yes.
May 28th? Yes or no? He can create two poll options, and then the community can vote. This isn't something that has to, like, if the vote's yes, it doesn't have to be approved. This is more for like the community to discuss things and offer proposals. There's also going to be a hodlers tab, so if you click on that, you're going to be able to see who is a hodler of that DAO coin. And there's also an advocates tab. And the advocates tab, I honestly don't know what that is. Any
I
ideas?
don't know either. I didn't pick up on that.
But I know this is something you're really excited about, Brian, is the referral program. So every DAO can have, as an option, the ability to have a referral program. And any referral commission, you decide maybe 2.5% you want to offer it for all referrals. And anybody else can grab their referral link. They don't even have to be a member of the DAO. They can get the referral link and promote your DAO and earn those referral commissions. Now, those commissions are going to be taken out of the treasury of the DAO, so no one's really losing money except the DAO, but the DAO is actually making money because if somebody's coming into that DAO and putting money in, they're going to be making a lot more than that 2.5% that they're paying out for the referral. So it's pretty much a win-win situation, the referral program. And like I said, the individual DAOs are going to be able to set their own terms of the referral program and track it. Referrals can be tracked in each individual DAODAO wallet. So if you can track all your referral commissions for every DAO in your own DAODAO wallet.
Yeah, and I I can't say this enough, but I love the idea of having a referral program because this is what's going to drive virality towards these DAOs. You're going to be able to see people from all walks of life sharing these links all over the place on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, all trying to bring people to a DAO that they believe in. And like it should not be understated how powerful it could be as a revenue stream for just anybody that wants to promote a DAO. For instance, say a DAO like Constitution DAO came about on DSO and they raised, I think, like $47 million, something like that. I think it was $47 million within like a couple of weeks. But how many of those out of that 47 million were there anybody that maybe put maybe $1 million into it? And what if there was a 2.5% referral reward, which I think is going to be the default on DAO? That would be a $25,000 reward for referring one person. So just imagine the power of this.
Well,
If you have
imagine.
hundreds of DAOs all possibly earning different amounts of money, you can pick and choose which DAOs you believe in and start sharing them with your friends. And that could really be a driver of exponential growth of some of these DAOs as people get excited, start sharing links all over the place, start writing articles with links. It's just a really good, solid way to kind of self-promote these DAOs. And there's nothing like this. There's no other DAO platform that offers referrals. There's no other system in place that I'm aware of that offers referral rewards. Imagine if Constitution DAO had a referral bonus for people who wanted to share the link to the DAO. Imagine how much more they could have raised possibly.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to cut in and say is like, imagine if Constitution DAO had a referral program, they would have raised a ton more. I mean, I can't see how they would not have. So also the top hodlers of each DAO are going to be ranked, and they're going to be ranked by total assets. So, say 1,000 people invest into Krasenstein DAO. I expect it's going to be a lot more than that, but so 1,000 people invest in the Krasenstein DAO. They're going to all be ranked by the sum of their wallet balance on DSO plus creator coins locked. But this will also soon include their portfolio value as well. So this is interesting. Creator coins locked, does that mean the amount of creator coins others own in them, or the amount of creator coins that person owns in others?
I'm not sure. That's actually a good question. I'm not positive.
So I
But yeah, no,
total
first want to
assets.
say,
Well, it's
first I want to
total
say
assets.
we don't
Total.
plan on creating.
Stop. Just stop. Let me finish.
Okay.
Total assets. That would mean that is the creator coins that you hold in your wallet. And go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, total. Yeah, that would make sense. I just want to say, Ed mentioned Krasenstein DAO. We don't have any plans right now for Krasenstein DAO, so don't get too excited.
I have some
Maybe in the
plans.
future, but right now we don't have any plans.
So browsing DAOs are going to be really fun. So when you go to browse DAOs, it's going to show a list of all the DAOs currently listed on DAO. But you're going to be able to sort these DAOs. You're going to be able to sort them by different criteria, such as percent increase in the last 24 hours, percent increase in the last 7 days, market capital, price, members, the number of members in the DAO. So it's going to be really fun and interesting. You follow this and search the different DAOs, and then once you get to that DAO, you're going to see like charts, like candlestick charts of the price action of that DAO, and it's going to be really fun just to kind of like follow some of these DAOs, I think.
Yeah, the entertainment value of this, even if you don't plan on investing in any DAOs or taking part in any, the entertainment value of just tracking how much these DAOs are earning, what they're doing, how much the prices are going up and down. I think this is just going to be really fun to track. And I look forward to talking about the DAOs that launch on our show, and just talking about how things are going, because I think it's going to be entertaining for everyone.
Yeah, and these DAOs, or DAO, I should say, is going to launch in private beta on Wednesday, May 25th. So that's 5 days from now. It's only going to launch to those who hold NFTs, DAO NFTs, but it's not going to be gated by the NFTs. It's going to be gated by a password that these holders get. So it's expected that some non-NFT holders will gain access, and I don't think DAO is really too concerned about that. They just want to kind of keep it closed off so they can test some stuff out.
Yeah. And I just want to just say before we close off this segment of the show, I think when you combine referrals with the fact that this is cross chain and that people on Ethereum, Solana, and other cryptos can actually buy into these with ease without friction, I think that's powerful. And if anything within the DAO space has a chance of working out, I think it's this, and I think it's well thought out. I know it took a lot longer than we thought it would, but I have to give credit to the core team for sticking with this, and I'm positive on it. I think we're going to see a lot happening, but be careful. There's going to be scammers, as with anything. Just do your own due diligence.
Why are you trying to close out? I still have stuff to say about this.
Oh, I just got a little bored of it.
So DAODAO is going to allow extra data, or DAODAO is going to utilize the extra data in profile fields, which this latest hard fork that dropped yesterday allows for. And for this, they're going to have allow you to upload a background image on your DAODAO profile, create a display name, so a name other than your at handle. So we're at Krasenstein, we would change our name to Ed and Brian Krasenstein.
Brian is better than Ed Krasenstein.
Ed and Brian Krasenstein.
Uh,
You have expanded profiles, so more data, more details. So this is all on chain in the extra data field, profile extra data field that is going to be that is in the new hard fork. So technically other nodes could pull this data as well. And
yeah.
finally, I just want to say DeSo has had many talks with large DAOs that are already in existence, such as Constitution DAO, Lex DAO, and Ukraine DAO, as well as others. I actually asked Nader, is there incentive for these DAOs that have already been created to come onto DeSo? And he said there is some incentive, but his vision is more like to get you from 0 to 1. And by that, he means, to start off your DAO to raise funding. Before you start raising that money for your DAO, come on to DAO, create it here, and then it's just so simple. He said these creators of these other DAOs are like amazed by what DAO can provide.
Yeah, I believe it.
So let's move on. I know you're getting a little bored there, Brian, but I think DAO is really important. I think
I actually am not bored at all. It's probably one of the most interesting subjects.
So why did he say that then? So
I just
let's
had
move
to.
on to Elon Musk. What's going on with him?
Yeah, so obviously the Twitter acquisition by Elon Musk is kind of in limbo right now. The stock is trading below where it was before the acquisition was announced. Um, some new developments are in play now. Supposedly, a woman came forward and said that Elon did some inappropriate things. Uh, Elon's blaming it on a political party. It's just a lot of back and forth. And one of the key elements of this I guess uh, issue that we're seeing right now with Elon is that he actually made this woman sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, and he paid her $250,000 to kind of stop her from talking, not to
Well,
kind of to stop
allegedly,
her.
we don't. I don't know if this is 100% proven. This is the allegations
This
of
is
this
what the
article.
media is reporting right now. But I do believe there are documents. Elon could show those documents. But I think the biggest question this raises is if he's willing to try and keep a woman quiet about something, whether there's that something is true or not, it's very possible it's not, it's very possible it is he really willing to kind of be this pusher of free speech on Twitter? And I think that just brings us back to the beginning of should a multi-billionaire, should the richest person on the planet be running this social platform that can act as a town square, or should it be decentralized so that nobody's actually running it? It's on the blockchain and anybody can tap into that chain and pull up the information they want however they want. So I think that this whole incident that we're seeing over the last 24 hours, I think it's just going to add to the, I guess, the desire by the public to have something that isn't controlled by a billionaire or a billionaire corporation, but rather everybody in a decentralized manner like DeSo does.
Yeah, I mean, the story is it's so bizarre that it's almost believable. It's like
Yeah.
Elon Musk offered to buy this woman a horse in exchange for a massage. So, I mean, I honestly think I could see Elon Musk offering a horse to somebody just because he's Elon Musk. So I don't know. Elon's kind of acting like this is a politically driven smear campaign, but I think the media contacted Elon to ask him for his feedback on the story. And then Elon posts, "Oh, expect a bunch of political smears of me to come because I just said I'm going to vote Republican." And then the story drops, and now he's saying it's a political smear. Like to me on the outside, it looks like he knew the story was coming. He tried jumping in front of it by saying, I'm going to vote Republican, and then I'm going to blame Democrats for releasing the story, and then it's going to look like I was right there. I don't know. On the
Yeah,
outside, on the
like
surface, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, like we don't know. Anything's possible. Having been involved in the media, running a media organization in the past, I can tell you that the person that the story is a subject about knows well in advance when a story is going to come out. How? Because they usually have multiple media organizations contacting them in the days leading up to that story. So there's no doubt that the media contacted Elon probably several days, maybe even weeks before publishing the story. They were obviously probably in a frenzy to get this story. So they're all contacting him, trying to figure out what his side of the story is. So he knew about it. There's no doubt that he knew this was coming. So to say that one thing caused the other when it's likely that the him knowing this caused him to make that post is pretty obvious. But like you said, we don't know if what the details are. Elon says there's more to the story. We got to give him the benefit of the doubt and see where it goes.
I like Elon, but if this is true and it did happen, then it's pretty messed up and it's kind of hypocritical about what he's saying about Twitter. But that's if it happened, and let's wait for more of the story to come out first.
Yeah.
So
So
the hard fork, what happened with that?
yes. So the hard fork. We kind of talked about the hard fork, but Diamond App, Overcloud, and other nodes were a bit out of sync. And I know NFTZ, we were out of sync slightly. Uh, I think things are improving. It went better than I thought it would. I think that in the other hard fork, we saw a lot of issues, a lot of things involving Postgres, a lot of problems. This one went better, but there are some things out of sync. I know that Diamond App. I made a couple posts and they didn't actually get posted. I know that a lot of notifications were outdated. That seemed to be fixed. But yeah, I think it's to be expected, but it's better than I expected.
Yeah, things are going pretty well for the hard fork. I think Postgres is working pretty well. Of course, last hard fork it messed Postgres up for over a week. So good job to Natter and core team. I know it what didn't go without a hitch. There are a few little bugs that did go down and did pop to the surface, but overall, I think the core team did a really good job this time.
Yeah. So yesterday we talked about the Jolly Green Investor. I called him the Jolly Green Giant one time. That was because I had NyQuil hours before. But yeah, he made a post on Twitter and he has 19,600 followers. In the post, which I thought was really positive about DeSo, he said Elon Musk's prayers were answered. There's a new decentralized version of Twitter out, and it's glorious. Uh, and then it was like a Twitter thread. So in the thread, he shows that he already made $2,414.37 in just about 24 hours. So he made about $100 an hour on average of his after making his first post on DeSo. He discussed creator coins and what they could mean for the future of the social token space. And he also mentioned how he and the Nifty investor, who's another TikTok star within the crypto space, were at the top of the trending daily gainers list yesterday, which was absolutely true. So great post. More attention from towards for the outside world to come onto DeSo. Hopefully see 1,000 more Jolly Green investors and Nifty investors doing things like this because this is what we need to grow.
Yeah, it's great to have both those guys on DeSo and out there promoting DeSo. So great job, guys, and hopefully your coin price keeps going up. Uh, but DeSoFi has now created a section in their app for Twitter integration. So now when you go to make a post on DeSoFi, you're going to have this little toggle switch and you can toggle it on or off and it says post on Twitter. So if you toggle that on, it's going to ask you to connect your Twitter account. After you do that, then you can set it to either just make that one post on Twitter and DeSo, or you can make every one of your forthcoming posts in the future also go onto Twitter. And then when you make a post, it's going to go to both DeSo and Twitter. And I think it's a great idea. It's a great way to show more people on Twitter DeSo and DeSoFi.
Well, yeah, and I think that if you are an avid Twitter user, but you also use DeSo, this kind of gives you kind of another opportunity to post on DeSo. So instead of going Twitter to make your tweet, if you're a really active Twitter user, you just go to DeSo and do it, and gets copied to DSO, and you can hopefully build up your DSO account as well. So I love this. I love what DSOFi and Referral is doing. Keep it up, because this is obviously one of the better apps out there right now.
Yeah, definitely. And so Tyne yesterday made a post showing the new identity screen on DSO. So now when you sign into DSO, you get this identities pop up that basically gives you a bunch of information. It says that you're allowing certain permissions, etc. So the new DSO identity screen is going to show users what permission their login will actually use on that app, and it also shows which creator coin and DAO coins and NFTs it can do a transaction for. A few examples of this, according to the screenshot that Tyne posted, were it had a little blurb that read that this app can execute the following 13 specific transaction types. Then it had some examples: accept NFT bid with transaction limit of 1 billion, accept NFT transfer with a certain limit, accept a basic transfer, or create an NFT. So these are different transactions and the limit for the transaction. So I think it's good. It's very open now. People can see
Yeah.
what permissions an app has.
Yeah, it's great to be open and provide as much information to the user as possible. So I love this. I love this change. So hashtags, the top hashtags of the last 24 hours, according to Open Prosper, are NFT, DSO, crypto, Bitcoin, and photography. So this time they're all pretty boring old ones, although none of these are actually boring, but nothing new. I mean,
Yeah, and so who were the top diamonded creators on DSO in the last 24 hours, Brian?
yeah, thanks to Altumbase, this is the list of the top diamonded creators over the last day. And like we said earlier, Jolly Green, who is the Jolly Green investor, is number one. We were number two, followed by Sean Slater, ZN Mead, Tyne, Natter, Kako Sarah NFT, Stargazer, DSOFi, and finally the Nifty Investor. So congrats to all of them for earning diamonds.
Yeah, congratulations. And I think that's all the news we have for today. The Weekend Review Room on Clubhouse by Michelle Lord and Miss Katie Ann and DSO Chats, it's off today. I believe Michelle has an appointment and Miss Katie Ann's traveling. It's the first week without this show for, I don't know, months and months and months.
Yeah.
So we're gonna miss that today, but I'm sure we'll be right back with us next week. So everybody have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.